So before I start, I'm going to do something that we do with a lot of kids, which is how we collect a lot of information, which is ask them questions by making them move. So if as a young person, you ever did sports, sports is defined as getting your heart rate up and getting your body moving in any way, shape, or form, put your hand on your head. If you never did it, put your hand on your stomach. Okay, good. Glad to see that. All right, now, if in your experience with sport and physical activity as a kid, you felt like you gained skills that helped you not just on the court, field, whatever surface you were playing on, put both hands in the air as spirit fingers. Excellent. That's what I thought. So I'm here to talk to you a little bit about who we are and what we're doing here in Pierce County. And then I'm going to pass it over to Matt, who is really doing a lot more deeper work with young people around understanding place and their experience with place. So Project Play is an initiative of my home, the Aspen Institute Sports and Society program. And our vision is a place in which all young people have the opportunity to be active through sport. And like I said, sport for us is not organized sport. It is anything in which your body is moving and your heart rate is up. So it could be playing on a school sports team or Parks and Recs league or whatever, but it could also be hiking with your family. It could be playing in your backyard. It could be creating your own games with your friends on the playground. We don't care. We just want to make sure that you are getting active. So first, I think you all know this, but it's great to see in visual form. The value of sport and physical activity to kids is felt throughout their life. So physically active kids are more likely to be successful in school, less likely to have risky behaviors, more likely to graduate, go on to college, more likely to have good jobs. These benefits extend at the community level as well. So communities that make a bigger investment in parks and recs see these same benefits at the community level. Massive economic benefits, decrease in healthcare costs. More importantly, they're a great place to live. So we have a framework in which we think about the work that we do with communities. This is a cross-sector framework centered on health and inclusion that was brought together by leaders from across the country. Our framework has 8 strategies. These are ways in which we can help communities build the capacity to ensure every young person has access to quality sport and physical activity or play. First and foremost for us is we center the voices of young people. And we have, across Pierce County over the past couple of months, been surveying young people, having them in focus groups to find out what sports they play, what sports they want to play, where they're doing sports and physical activity, what's their relationship with others and adults in the context of sport and physical activity, and what's the rationale for their current level of participation. Do they want more? Do they want less? What are the benefits that they see? And I'll talk more about that later. But when we think about these strategies, which are, again, things that communities can do, we also think about all the people. Now, first and foremost, kids are at the center of everything that we do. But we recognize that there are multiple sectors which touch the lives of young people. And when those sectors are working in coordination with each other, it's a lot easier to get things done. That doesn't mean that everybody has to lockstep do the exact same thing. It means they have to share a vision about what they want for young people and how they are contributing to not just the place that they live, but the experiences that they're providing young people across the community. So let me tell you what we're doing here in Tacoma, Pierce County. We have been engaged over the past almost 12 months now, not quite, just about, a process called the State of Play. This is our effort to landscape the current state of play in a community, as well as engage to source community-led community solutions around how do we increase access to more sport and physical activity. I mentioned the survey that we've done in which we found out a lot of interesting things about what young people want from their sport experience. We also have been talking with young people and adults and are really hearing that physical activity, particularly during the pandemic, was a lifesaver for a lot of people. It was a place in which they felt like they could get outdoors, continue to feel safe and healthy, and that has continued over time, but shifted. And so in that shift, we've been thinking about why is that shifted, and how do we get back to the place in which everyone felt like they could make sure they rode the bike every day, or went outside and threw a baseball or kicked a soccer ball every day. So our process includes lots of different ways in which we collect data from your community. We're not an RCT, like Ralph talked about, but we really are focused on what is the quantitative and qualitative data that can tell the story of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the landscape of play in your community right now. And with that, we will then produce a final report slated to come out in September, which I know Green Tech will happily share with all of you, which will share the findings that we have along with these community source solutions. Where is the momentum for that group of stakeholders that I mentioned before to work together to increase access to quality sport and play and physical activity? So that's a little bit about who we are, and I look forward to the continued conversation. But I'm going to turn it over to Matt, who is going to talk about the work that he's been doing with young people across the county.